Okay. Hey, everybody. We are back and we have a great guest. First of all, I want to introduce, I got a co-host today. We got our friend of the program, Roz. We thought we'd talk a little football today with Coach Wilson, but I got to give a shout out to Coach Rosler. Proud dad moment last night. His son was a freshman for the Ironman. Got to play on all the special teams.
Awesome.
Hey, 2 tackles on kickoffs, man.
Go.
And I mean, this guy's not a big kid. I mean, then he gets in when we get ahead. I mean, probably 3 tackles in that. I mean, what's wrong? I mean, that kid is electric, man.
It's wired.
Where'd he come from, man? What is he, 130 pounds soaking wet?
Well, hell no. On paper, I believe he's listed as 155.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Damn near
5'7".
6 foot.
Yeah, 6 foot, 155. I don't think
he's a
it's
savage.
There you go.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. But no, man, just had to give him a shout out. Way to go, Tate. Good job.
go.
But hey, we are so pleased to be joined with a guy that's new to our community here, new to our area. The new head football coach at the University of Rio Grande, Quincy Wilson. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Absolutely.
That doesn't get old with you saying that. So if we have graphics, let that pop up. I love it. No, but thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm crazy. I've almost been here 2 months.
Yeah, I know, man.
Hard to think about.
Doesn't feel new anymore to you.
I don't. So when you say new, I kind of had to do a
Yeah.
double take. But no, it's been great. This community is amazing.
That's
Jackson,
awesome, man.
Gallipolis. I was up in. Got a chance to go to a game up in Miami Trace. So this region of Ohio is very, very excited about football.
Yeah.
We're the only show in town.
You bet.
Outside of the big boys, Ohio and Marshall. So we get to be a big fish in a big pond down here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, I mean, what an exciting move forward for the entire area. To your point, I feel like this area, it's kind of been void of a program that fits a lot of the kids from this area.
Right.
Like, because I don't know, and you can tell us, Coach, like it seems like with college recruiting, there's definitely a metric involved, right? Like, if you're going to be a D1 lineman, you're going to be 6'5".
Right.
Or what? I mean, what are we looking at? What's the profile of a player at the University of Rio Grande?
Well, not even Rio Grande. Let's just say this region. This region has always been recruited. Ironton, Wheelersburg, Jackson, obviously. There's always been, those schools that, hey, we're going to come in, but that might be it.
Right.
But there is a kid at West Portsmouth. There is a kid at Gallup. So I think, obviously there's guys who
you can go greater depth.
And I'd attribute, the conference, the D3 conference. A lot of these kids, I really want to play football. I've played football since I was little.
Yeah.
Hey, here's an opportunity to play. And I think the opportunity part is where we get to cash in. Now we have an opportunity to play in your own backyard.
Oh, man.
Big time football. I was just talking to someone yesterday. We have 21 kids on campus without playing games.
Unbelievable, dude.
And my president looked at me like, how in the world did you get that? I said, because these kids want an opportunity to play.
Right.
Play football. That's the part. And then we'll take care of the rest. Obviously, with everything coming, we got Appalachian Conference. We're in there. So we got 7 games. Just got our schedule. So we're going to start trying to fill out our non-conference. Man. And, so the ball is rolling. And I told these guys, it's like with any company, you want to be in on the ground floor.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
That's been my my pitch. Hey, get in on the ground floor, blah, because when this thing takes off,
here we go.
We're going to be rocking and rolling.
Yeah, and you say that is your pitch? Like, hey, man, we're day one.
Yes.
My name, we are at the top. We build the foundation from here. Here we go. And you have that
Well, I think about myself, and, obviously I'm not a young man, but 43 years old. But I could when I was a young guy, I could tell you every lineup, every history. Football, I was a junkie. Football cards, all that stuff. I would beg my mom, can we get these? She's like, no, we already bought cards. I was a junkie. This generation, they're not. They're a 15-second, 10-second kind of how you get them. So, you ask kids about history, whatever, they know about the now. So the fact that we're new is attractive to them. The fact that it's a chance to do something no one else has done is attractive to them. So we have, like I said, we have a great advantage over most schools. Not that history is not important, and we'll teach them that, and we'll teach our traditions and stuff. But with this generation, we're going to cash in with that. That's
perception.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
Coach, let me go back. I'm sorry, I kind of got ahead there. You talk about you being a football junkie as you were growing up and everything. Let's start with this, man. How did the recruiting process of Quincy Wilson to the University of Rio Grande. How did this occur, man? How did you hear about all this? How did you get in on this?
You know what? Obviously in coaching, your ears always to the ground about what's going on and what's in the pipeline. And I had I've had a great coaching tree I've come from. I've been mentored by some great guys.
If you don't mind to drop a few names, man. Let's give us the rundown. Start as a player, man.
Let's start as a player. The Hall of Famer and so many Hall of Famers I've started in counting. Coach Nealon. Don Nealon, Ohio ties there with Miami of Ohio there.
Yeah.
Rich Rodriguez comes in, who started at Glenville and started his thing, and he's started so many programs. Name. Jim Anderson at Cincinnati Bengals was my running back coach. He's been a great dear friend. Daryl Hazel. Former Ohio State and Purdue coach, so I have so many great men to bounce things off. So I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And they've always told me, always continue to check in with everybody. Don't ask for jobs. Right. But just check, hey, coach, how you doing? Good luck this season. Blah, blah, blah. Be like that.
Touch base.
Because I tell people, jobs are not on Indeed. They're not.
No.
Everything in coaching is hey, I have a guy. Hey, you need a quarterback guy. Hey, call the guy.
Is it kind of who you know, man? It's all about your network.
In your network, you have to go to these clinics. You got to go to these coaching. Sometimes you got to do stuff for free. Hey, I'll come work for free. I got a chance to meet Ryan Day. I was like, hey, new program here in Ohio. Hey, I'd love to come work your camp. We'll pay. You'll pay our own way, but just want to see us work. And got a chance to talk to Coach Satterfield. So, you're always trying to make inroads, but with behind the scenes type, hey, you're just trying to set the scene and that kind of stuff. But it's so you said the Rio Grande. So, I seen the announcement, I'm like, they got the uniforms.
No, I mean, let's be honest. You never heard of Rio Grande, University of Rio Grande, man.
I was lucky because we played Urbana. So we would drive, come through here, drive through here, and we stopped at that McDonald's before, unknowing to that I'd make my way here in a couple years later. But so I seen the announcement, and obviously every time there was something open, I would always get on the website anyways and just see, well, who do I know? Obviously, I knew Coach Airway from basketball. I knew some people, and I knew the associate AD, Brian, and Brandon. I'm sorry, and I was like, well, hey, send him a message. Hey, man. Seeing you guys, excited about that. I seen Facebook blowing up, and I was like, once it comes open or once it tried, love to interview.
Yeah.
Instantly hit me, but hey, man, awesome, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, and kind of planted the seed there.
Hey, Chubbies, let's talk about a sponsor that came to us about a year ago, and it's been nothing but smooth sailing ever since, just like it is in their business. And that sponsor is the Kelly Wiley Group of the Keller Williams Capital Partners. The market has now shifted for sellers, and now more than ever, experienced professionalism actually matter. Gone are the days when the agents can just snap some pics with their phone and pop a sign in the yard. Sellers actually deserve more than that. Whether you're selling a $100,000 home or $1 million home, you'll get Kelly Wiley. You'll get Kelly Wiley, an agent that you can trust with more than 16 years of experience and more than 1,500 transactions. Kelly will answer your questions, she'll reduce your stress levels, and she'll help guide you through what we all know is a lengthy process. You get professional photography, you get FAA licensed drone pilots, and you get an in-house marketing team to make your home look amazing to the future buyers. You get a full staff of transaction professionals to make sure that your transaction goes smooth from the beginning to the end. You get reach. They have 3 MLSs to reach out more and more agents, and they can find your house quicker and easier now than ever through those MLSs. And you get a referral network of more than 160,000 Keller Williams agents across the United States to send buyers to see your home. You just can't beat it, guys. These are the reasons why the Kelly Wiley Group is the #1 team in the area. If you want your home sold for the right price and for the highest price possible in the shortest amount of time, guys, call Kelly Wiley today at 740-577-3795. I'm going to say it to you again. If you want your home sold for the highest priced in the shortest amount of time, it's a great deal for everybody. Give Kelly Wiley a call at 740-577-3795, and let's get that listing.
Now, Coach, okay, we kind of brushed this a little bit, but man, I'm a senior. I'm graduating 25.
Right.
And I'm good. I'm all FAC. I'm all district. I'm not, maybe D1 good, but get me to Ryle.
Yeah.
How you going to do that?
Well, I think the first thing it starts is now. So our first initial conversation will start in the summer. We're talking to coaches. We're talking to players. We're talking to people about you. Because when I want to initially get in contact with you, I want to know a couple of things about you already. So you already talked about how you're a good player. I'm going to say, well, hey, that game against Jackson was amazing. That game against Wellston was amazing. So now there's an investment there when, well, okay, this coach actually, I'm not, there's no BS. He actually knows.
He took the time to see.
Exactly. So you're building that rapport there. And next, you find out the decision maker. Ask them. I like to ask questions. So I'll ask, well, hey, you're an awesome player, but who's the most important person in your life? Tell me about a time where you had to face adversity. Tell me about your favorite teacher, not a coach. Tell me about your favorite teacher in the high school. So you're learning stuff about them because kids are honest. A lot of times when you talk to high school coaches, and high school coaches do a great time, but they're just going to sell you gold. This kid's a hard worker. This kid's the best kid. He's the first one here. They're selling, and God bless them, because if not, especially with some of these small schools, you would never know about these guys.
Right.
But those are the questions I tell my staff and the guys: ask these kids questions, talk to them, get to know them on a personal level. So then when we talk about football, that's the easy part. Well, hey, this is why I'm going to get you to Ryle. You're going to be a conference and national champion before you leave here. You get an opportunity to play in front of mom, dad, girlfriend, cousins, and all that stuff, which is important. Because I tell them my story. I grew up, and my dad played in the NFL, played for the Bears, got a chance to play high school ball in West Virginia, and I learned early, and West Virginia is a lot smaller, obviously, than Ohio, but I learned early that people follow you. So not just because you graduate doesn't mean they stop following you. If you're a fan of for instance Jackson, you're not just going to stop following this kid. You watched him for 4 years. Where did he go?
Yeah.
Where did he go? Well, he's at Mariam. He's at this. He's at Rio. Oh, Rio, that's down the road. Let's go watch them. They play Friday. Let's go play Saturday. So you're getting the way we fill seats is obviously keeping the kids local, but the way we get the kids here is we sell home. And it's important. And I think a lot of kids, will you get everybody? Of course, there's kids that are going to go away. It is what it is. But more of the masses, and some people have to see it first. So some of these 25s, we might not get, but we might get them next year after they watch us play a season.
Well, there you go. And I just wonder, like in this area too, like you see a lot of kids, maybe they stretch their legs a little too hard. Maybe they get a walk-on offer at Ohio University or somewhere.
And I tell people all the time, go.
Sure, man. Hey, go see what you got, man.
All the time. Yeah. Coach, I'm kind of in between. Listen, if you got a chance to play Division I football, do it. Because you know what's going to happen when you get there? It's cutthroat.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know quick. Within a couple of weeks. Recruiting's over. And the walk-ons are even worse.
Yeah. Don't you think maybe you could get rich off of something like that, man? Because, those kids, they're from this area.
Right.
A lot of them get homesick a little easier, maybe, or something.
And maybe their girlfriend's coming around to play volleyball.
There you go, man. And then next thing you know, you got that kid saying.
There's the connect. There's always inroads and connections with that stuff. So, you keep those relationships fresh. You don't. And I was the worst. My first years of coaching, when a kid didn't come to me, I was off. Get that. They're off my Twitter. I'm off. I'm gone. I'm done. How dare you turn me down? And I jumped into the portal age. Like, hey. A couple years, this kid might be knocking back on your door.
Right.
Let's keep.
Well, it's so fascinating now, and this is I was planning on getting into this. Maybe this is a good time to do it. College football right now is the Wild West, man.
But you know what? It is awesome because now,
you like it
because kids have a chance. It used to be when we were all in college. They told you go to school so you can take care of yourself after you graduate. Kids can now take care of themselves while they're
playing. That's a great.
How many kids now that have gone through I'm just talking personally that I've known that, hey, we're in bad shape in college. I'm sending my scholarship money to my mom. My sister is this. This and that. So now these kids have an opportunity to cash in on them. Which is important. And so I love it. And people say, "Oh, you can't build a team." Yes, you can.
How does coach, like when you're looking at a smaller school like Rio, okay, when it comes to like NIL
Right.
and the transfer portal, how does that affect a small school? I mean, we see every day on ESPN how it affects
Well,
Alabama.
I think one day we will get in the LI space. Will it be Ohio State? No.
No.
You
Yeah.
may be able to offer our best guys $5,000-$10,000 though.
Okay.
We'll be able to rate. We'll be able to give them. Hey, this isn't. You're not getting rich, but you'll be comfortable.
Yeah. You're not going to struggle.
You're not going to struggle. So
Yeah.
I think we'll get to that space eventually.
Okay.
I think the portal helps us immensely because now there's guys that we never would have had a chance at, especially big guys. You're talking about your old linemen, your D linemen, long, bodies. Skills always going to be there.
Oh, yeah,
skills
yeah.
ever there.
Yeah.
But you're talking about your big boys, those guys. So I think it's important. Like, again, it starts with relationships.
Yeah.
It starts with us getting to our fan base, and that's where we're growing now. And saying, well, hey, we want to figure out a way to pay our best 20 people.
Okay.
$5,000. So what is that? $100,000.
Yeah.
I'm
basically like that's a strategic move
Exactly.
between you and the university athletic department. Okay.
Exactly. And
Okay.
I think it's not just a football thing. Eventually,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
a basketball
absolutely.
thing. It's
Sure.
a track thing. So we have that space. So now when we have these conversations, because you have to talk about it, you can't be ignorant to it. It used to be behind closed doors. Like, hey, well, we don't talk about it now. Yeah. We have to say, well, hey, if your son or daughter does have the opportunity, they can do that here at Rio, and I think that's going to be important in the next couple of years. That we we find those people and we can do it. It's
Sure, man. They're out there, right? It's all got to be like private money, right? Like booster.
It is, as I tell people, NLI is not a university thing. It is a conjunction with the university. So, for instance, if I'm Dave Smith from Columbus, and I went to Rio, and I approach me as the head coach and say, well, hey, I want to create an NLI space for you guys. I say, well, that's fine. We can't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But we can refer those guys to you. If that makes sense.
Right.
So that's
okay. So you guys can't
Make the
touch
connection.
it. Yeah.
We cannot insinuate. We can't sit in a meeting and say, hey, for $5,000-$10,000 or $100 or whatever. There's no negotiating that goes on.
Okay.
We tell mom or dad, listen, there may be a person who may contact you or may talk to you.
Yeah.
You guys handle that. Handle that through your private. Because obviously there's.
So you think it will touch this level of football?
It's already in D2.
Okay.
It's already in D, there's some schools that are already in that space. Starting to get there, and obviously we're the next.
And you guys are NAIA, correct?
Yes, sir.
NAIA Division I.
Yep.
Now, I mean, is that is that just like Division II football? Is it step up, step down? What would you?
So what I tell people, NCAA and NAIA were two different governing bodies. Obviously, NCAA is the blue dot.
Yeah.
Obviously, Division I, Division II, Division III.
Yeah.
Division III, obviously, there's non-scholarship. So if you go to Dayton, or if you go to Marietta, they cannot offer you a football scholarship, but they can offer you academic.
Right. But you're buying your own cleats and stuff there, man.
Exactly. NAIA, we are scholarship. We have equivalencies just like as D2, just not as much. So, for instance, I believe it's 38 Division II, 65 FCS, and obviously 85 Division I. We have 21 equivalencies.
Okay.
So, each school doesn't get that. That's what you raise. So, we may have 9. We may have 7. So it's about what your school. So, that's where the divisions class, where you see Division I, II. So, some schools, obviously, I won't say do better, but can fund things a lot better than other schools. Right.
And do you feel like Rio's in a pretty good position right now?
We're in a great position. We're in a great space. I believe we have some very, very smart people, smarter than me.
Well, you're there to coach football, man, right?
Yeah. So I think there's some people that are very smart. They're very smart in the room that have this figured out. We've already obviously have had a great soccer program and basketball program.
So
the programs are there. We're established. And we just want to be that next realm to kind of keep the torch lit for people.
Yeah. So okay, man, you're getting ready to start a program from zero. All right. Well, you've already done it now, but like let's take you back to that time. Like, there's not really a roadmap for that, man. I mean, I would imagine you've had a lot of experience in coaching, but never this before, right? I mean,
but I know just from I wanted to be able to hire great people.
Okay.
First thing
people around
my first thing was, hey, hire people smarter than you.
Yeah.
And everybody I reached out to, or I had to kind of putting feelers out, like, hey, man, this might come down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Would you be interested? Obviously, the normal kind of hiring cycle is really December, January, February.
Sure.
I got the job like end of June. So
Yeah, so you're kind of behind the curve there.
So you can imagine, there's not as many people out there, but that was fine because there's a lot of people that that I reached to that did have jobs. So I was like, well, hey, we're at the ground level here. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think would that be? I say I batted about 90%.
People got excited
I
immediately.
got about 90% for that, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh, new program, knew this, knew that, knew that. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in. So
Yeah.
but that was the first thing.
Okay.
Let's get a staff. I was able to hire able to hire 4 full times plus me, so 5 full time guys right now. We're going to have grad assistants and another full time starting in January. So
It's awesome, man.
we're building blocks, as they say.
That's great, man. And if so you come in, you get your staff together, and you have a whole year. We were talking about it here prior to the show. A whole year where you're not playing football. Right. This fall you can travel around, watch high school games. You can do that. Like, what does that look like? And do you think it's an advantage to like have a year to get set up, or
Well, when you look at it that way, like you say, we're not playing for a year. We're really only playing this season.
a season? Yeah, right.
So we're not playing this fall, but yet we'll still have a normal winter condition, normal spring, our first
Spring ball,
practice.
yeah.
We'll have a spring game. We'll get
okay.
in the summer. We'll have a summer program, and then August we'll be here next week.
Yeah, it'll be here faster than what you know.
What
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
So I think I was able to sell that to a lot of kids because that was the first thing. The administration was like, "Well, you think kids will come? We're not playing." I was like, "Oh no, don't say a year. We're redshirting, which we'd have been redshirting anyways."
Yeah, right.
So I think
We just don't have a season this year.
we just don't have the season. So I think
But they're working every day, though.
First we had a camp. And I was like, hey, let's do it. There's like we just got here. No, we're gonna have a camp. Had a camp here at Jackson. 70 kids showed up because they love football and the opportunity and the excitement and this. And it was 90+ degrees out there, and they're out there busting it. And I was like, hell yeah, It's happening. And then you start recruiting kids, and you're saying this, that, and you're like, okay, well, this is it. And, you believe in the plan, and you never know until that first kid says yes.
Right.
It's crazy. You're like, you sit there and like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? That first kid jumps in, you're like, okay, it's go time.
Yeah.
It's
All
go
right,
time.
now we can
It's
start.
go
Now
time.
we can start.
So
Yeah.
again, we started class it's not last week. We started class Monday.
Yeah.
21 kids on campus, so we're extremely fired up about that. So we'll get to be able to do stuff, through the fall, and we'll kind of have a rev up period. We're trying to treating it like a season. So these first 2 weeks are kind of an acclimation, if you
Sure.
Let's get used to the dorms and being away from home and blah blah blah. Our classes, some of our guys are online, and that's a whole different animal in itself. So just making sure we got that taken care of, and then we're gonna start doing workouts and mini practices for 4 weeks. We'll take a bye week, like we're in a true season.
Nice, yeah.
And then the last 4 will be our kind of fall ball. We get on the field 2 days a week. Put on the shoulder pads, put on the helmets, and throw it around because we have to keep their interest. We can say,
You got to keep them in. Yeah.
I told them as much as we want to sell red shirt, we still have to put these guys in football situations and meetings.
Well, it probably gives you that much more of an advantage, right? I mean, get out there and play, man.
Exactly.
Everything's extra at this point.
Roll that ball up and see
who shows up. Yeah.
And then we'll do that 4 weeks. We'll wrap it up, get ready for finals and Thanksgiving break and all that stuff. And then again, like I said, we're in our normal waves. So it's exciting, but like I said,
well, I mean, it'll be here for man. I bet you guys can't wait to get out there in the spring.
Yeah, and like I said, we've already got a great, you said recruiting, but got the chance to watch some football yesterday, and man, there is some talent out here. We had the guys at the Wheelersburg Ironton game. We had a guy at the Ashland Racing game. So I mean, just talent.
Great,
and then we're talking about here. And then we ain't talking about Columbus, Ohio.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I believe that it will create new opportunities for kids in this area.
It will. And again, the kids we got were like those guys. Hey, I was about to go to this, but now I'm gonna do this. I was gonna do this. I wasn't even thinking about football. Then this came along. So,
well, I mean, it's probably kind of nice. You walk in their living room and be like, "Well, do you want your mom and dad to come see you play, man?" I mean,
the thing is the love for football. It never goes
Absolutely.
away. Like
Yeah.
I said, I would put on the pads right now.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
hey, they said, hey, 2 days are back. Hey, bring it on.
yeah, yeah.
I just now, in my early 40s, finally stopped dreaming about Friday night football. I was just telling, was it just you I was telling us the other day?
yeah.
I mean, I'm 47 now, and I just now stopped having those dreams. You can't, unless you've done it,
Yeah.
you just
Can't
can't.
even explain it.
My God.
Can't explain it.
And you know, oh, man.
And that's what we want to build, that passion.
Yeah,
we want,
yeah.
Like I said, when we start, I'm already coning the hashtag Pack to Jack these first couple years.
Yeah.
The passion. I want passionate fans. I want people that are just crazy. Hey, we don't care if we're watching flag football. We're here.
Yeah, we're here to
support,
see it. Yeah,
but we
yeah.
want to hear. I want them loud, and probably have a band. We're gonna have
Yeah,
band,
have a
dance
band and
team.
everything.
We already have cheer. So it's going to be when I say
gonna be an atmosphere,
when we
man.
roll
That's
out next
awesome.
year. People, I know people are not going. We're kind of going to try to do something in the spring to kind of like get the 70 years since we played football. So
That's
I
awesome,
want
man.
to get out there and let the people see us running around a little bit. But the fall, we're talking about helmets and all that kind of good stuff. Where it's exciting.
Yeah, it is, man. And you got, I mean, we've talked about it in this area. Like, what could break down? A lot of our listeners will be curious, man. I mean, what is the profile of a Rio Grande football recruit? I mean, what do you guys look for? What's important?
I think first we want kids that want to be at Rio. First of all,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think in recruiting, like you said, there's going to be D1s. There's going to be Division twos. I mean, I think we have 6 or 7 in Ohio. We're in a football crazy state.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to us, I think our niche will be our people. I think as long as we get them on campus, I think we're going to hook them there. And I think, kids that want to play ball, they're hungry, and that just want that opportunity to play. And I think, we'll keep it simple. There's no magic sauce. And again, I hope to go 50% on most of the guys we're recruiting.
Yeah.
But know that the kids we're recruiting, again, we may not get them here, but we may get them in a couple
There
of
you
years.
go.
So I think I don't think the recruiting ever stops until their eligibility kind of runs out.
Right.
I think, and even that's an advantage, because a kid,
Sure it is, yeah.
Say 2 years down the road, I'm walking on Ohio. I traveled the first year. The next year, I'm not traveling.
Right.
So that first year may be good, and now
Things are falling
switches.
apart. Yeah.
Hey, I got an opportunity to play 3 years down here. Let's go. I've always had a great relationship with Coach Wilson and Coach Thurston and those guys. So,
Well, and I wonder, I mean, probably like those coaches, like in that scenario, the coaches on the other side, let's say the OU, I mean, heck, they're probably happy that kid makes the choice and goes and plays. It's a win-win, probably.
It's going to land on his feet. You're exactly right.
Yeah, and it might open up a scholarship for them, or what.
Yep.
So let's talk about that. Like, you guys are a scholarship program,
Yes, sir.
but you have a limited amount. So what do scholarships look like, man? Are they full rides? Are they partials? What?
Yeah, I would say partial be the best way to explain it.
Okay.
We have some, obviously, I would say not regional, but we have some unique things like counties that are around here. So some different pricing, I just say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With the community college
community
piece,
exactly.
and that's probably a nice advantage.
It is
too.
definitely
yeah.
So we kind of have, obviously the 7 counties in Kentucky that border this way. West Virginia, we have a rate for West Virginia. So we have some uniqueness that, say, a Walsh or somebody else can't offer.
right.
So I think obviously, with moms and dads in the climate we live in, obviously money is always going to be the determining factor. But I think the quicker we can get them past that. But listen, even if the school was $80,000,
Right.
this is the best thing for your son, and this is the best place to send your son because we're going to grow him, we're going to have him, and all that stuff. I think money, you always got to talk money, but I think you always got to flip it back to like, listen, as a parent, because I'm a parent, well, we're going to make it work. So if I told you it was $50,000 and your son really wanted to get there and he really wants this, and you say, well, you know what, Coach, I believe in you guys. We're going to try to make it work. You know what I mean? So
Well, if the program is successful, like you're saying, hey, you're talking, hey, national championship, conference championships. Hey, man, that stuff starts happening. And then it's like, well, what do you want your experience to be?
Exactly.
Right?
It is about the experience. And
Yeah.
I hear so many horror stories,
Yeah.
Coach, I just lost the love for the game. And a lot of that is because you shouldn't have went there in the first place.
Yeah, right.
Go there.
You lost the love because it's not the right fit.
Well, we all, and again, the passion, the love. You know what? I love football enough to try to make this work. Or my buddy's going.
Right.
So, but you can't, and that's why in recruiting, I want to make sure guys are here. Well, what do you want to major in?
Yeah, right.
What do you actually want to do? What's your plan for after this? What's your plan for football?
Right.
Do you see yourself in our system? I'll put it, so
it's truly a fit for like the university.
It's got to be a fit because, again, will we go 100% in retention? No. But we'll keep a lot more than most because we have vetted that process. And I always tell people, even if you're the 9th strength quarterback, I want you to stay because you're still getting a quality education and you love the people, you love the university, and So I think the quicker we can get them ingrained.
Man, Coach, that's fucking awesome. No, hold up. No, man.
Yeah. That's a great
a little, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about me. Hold on. I'm number 9 on this chart.
Yeah.
You really want me to stay and get an education and you can't? Right. Man, I like that. Means a lot. You know what I mean? As a dad, fuck yeah.
Hey, yeah, me too. I'm sitting here as a dad now. Sold. Sold.
You're going there. I like this. Man, that's no. That's so impressive to me as a dad. That come on, man. Nice. Dude.
Well, I mean,
you ain't gonna fucking see the field ever. But man, hey. You're a part of this thing.
Exactly.
You're an awesome kid. Stay here, get an education, man. And you never know what doors will open up for you. If you want to coach one day, just hang on.
Well, and here we are. Ryo has not played one football game in 75 years or something, 70 years.
Something crazy.
Okay. Yeah. But I feel like we're starting to get to know the culture of Rio Grande football right now.
Yeah. It's
here.
It's here. You guys are my testers, If that would have flopped, I would have went to the drawing board.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I went to the drawing board. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll keep that.
Yeah. I'd keep that in the quiver, man. Yeah.
But no, it's important, and like you said, in anywhere you go, in any business, it's always got to be the people.
Sure.
People, and then our kids are going to be our best recruiters as well. So these 21 weeks,
there ain't any doubt.
So the 21 we got on campus, I told them, listen,
let's go watch games, boys.
Well, our best recruiters are you guys.
Yeah,
you're here.
Yeah,
you're in the dorms. You're in the CAF.
Yeah,
you're going through the workouts. You're going through. So when they ask you questions, don't lie.
Are you guys having on-campus visits this fall?
So obviously we like to have game visits, which
of course,
is not a thing. We will do open houses.
Okay.
So we'll have some guys. We'll pick a couple Saturdays and have some open houses and try to get them on campus. That good stuff.
Hey guys, while we're paying the bills, let's talk about one of our oldest sponsors that's been with us since the beginning, Geiger Brothers. Geiger Brothers is headquartered in Jackson, Ohio, with offices in Columbus, Ohio, and Knoxville, Tennessee. We provide construction services in Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Tennessee. A veteran and dynamic staff of talented people, symbolic of our 100-year history of success, gives Geiger Brothers a distinct advantage. Leveraging that experience for our customers allows us the ability to provide consistent and superior performance for their construction, engineering, and fabrication needs. And hey, we've had several of these guys on our shows. Scott Massey, Kyle Hickey, Shay Meredith, just to name a few. Go back, look through some of the old episodes and get to know them. It's a great group of people that have been with us for a long time, and we certainly appreciate it. So enjoy tonight's show, courtesy of Geiger Brothers here in Jackson. Hey, talk a little bit about the schedule and the conference.
Oh, yeah.
Like who is right now, like if you look at the conference, like who's the class of the conference right now?
So Reinhardt has won 6 out of the last 7 years. It's been Reinhardt.
Where are they at?
Just north of Atlanta.
Just north.
So obviously, great football. Georgia is a lot like Ohio.
Yeah.
Extremely football state.
Yeah.
But great coaching, great players, nice facility.
So
they attract a lot of guys. There's another school in Point, which is our farthest trip, obviously, if geographically, which is about 10-hour bus trip.
Where is it?
And it's just Southern Georgia.
Southern Georgia. Okay.
So that there's a school in North Carolina, St. Andrews, a little smaller school. I think they're about 1,000 kids. I kind of look up, so there, and then 3 in Kentucky.
Okay.
Pike, Union, and Kentucky Christian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then Bluefield College.
Kentucky Christian's in that?
Yep, they just came over. So,
Now, is this a new conference, Coach? Or?
so it's been there, but they've added. So Kentucky Christian and us will come. It's kind of split. You got kind of Georgetown and Campbellsville, and they're
Is it a football only conference? This one, I mean, or does Rio participate in this conference?
So
in other
we'll be
sports?
the only sport in this conference. Everything they're in the River Valley.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. But I mean, geographically, it just makes sense for us. Obviously,
Yeah.
We'll have 7 home games, which obviously helps on the
7 home games.
Excuse me, 7 conference games.
Oh, conference games. Yeah.
I'd love to have.
I was like, wow, man. Yeah. I was like, wow, your AD really likes you, man.
Oh yeah, but it's like I said, great conference, very competitive. I got a chance to kind of go through and watch and talent.
Yeah, you've watched some film. Do you know some of the other coaching staffs or anything? Or did you ever cross paths?
Yep, I know Coach Zayas down at Point. He was at Kentucky, Cincinnati Christian.
Oh,
before that closed, so I've known him very well. I haven't got a chance to meet the other guys, but look forward to that. In the next couple weeks, we'll have some meetings and that kind of stuff.
Now, do you guys get a chance? I don't even know if this is legal. Like, do you ever go scout any of those teams this year?
You cannot do that.
Okay, yeah.
I think we've all learned that from the guy in Michigan.
That's what I wanted.
Pull off some Harbaugh shit, man.
But you know what? I mean, the internet's undefeated. We can get on Huddle and watch. Watch all the games. So physically, can we
go?
Games? No, but we have.
You can see what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. I just think it's so cool to have this like strategic year where you're kind of putting everything together, getting scouting reports together.
It's important to obviously know what's ahead of us. So conference wise, we get to obviously sit back. Now we know coaches change and all that stuff, but the program core and the guys will change and all that stuff. Right. So we know, obviously Georgia.
Yeah,
bigger athletes, physical. Kentucky, hard nosed, tough kids. Ohio, a little bit of everything. So we kind of already know, what we to have success. Obviously, quarterback.
Absolutely.
We'll be built inside out. So
there you go.
Start with the big uglies up front, and then the guys that go ahead get after that quarterback.
Yeah. Now tell me this: when you look at your 21 kids that are on campus now. I mean, how do you feel about those guys? You've been recruiting college football players for a long time, man. Like, are you excited? I'm sure you can tell whether a kid is going to bite or not, man.
Yes.
I mean, do you feel pretty good about this core 21? Or
I feel great. Obviously, I'll start with the running back position. I have 3 kids.
Oh my!
Shameless plug that are very, very good.
Nice, man.
And got some of that stuff coming out with that. 2 6'4" wideouts, so on the edge.
Gee whiz!
A quarterback that followed me back from Fairmont, from Ripley, so local guy, and then defensively, some guys that the staff is really really excited about. So
now, are most of these guys coming in as true freshmen, or are they transferring?
All over the board.
Oh, okay.
All over the board. Yeah,
you might have some experience, some older kids.
And that's what I said. I was just telling that not only experience, but some guys that have been 2 years out, 1 year
played,
out. They've played. Been a couple guys have been D1.
Well, you kind of need that, don't you? I mean, when you're building a program, you don't want all freshmen,
Right. Because again, we're going to be, I say 65, 70% will be freshmen, just to be honest. But
how many will you carry on your roster, Coach?
The plan is at least 110.
Oh my goodness, man!
Yeah, 110 for fall. I think, like I said, having 21 now, we're kind of.
Will the NAIA let you dress all those guys at home games?
So there's no restriction for rosters until playoffs. So we could dress. We can travel as many. Obviously, that's money.
That's
home games. We could dress every kid in the program.
Okay, that's awesome.
Which is important too, because again, that 9th quarterback, he may get to warm up.
He's out there. Mom and dad are watching him. The band's playing.
He may even get in the game. So,
right.
But you have to keep the kids interested. You get as much as we can do this coach jargon, and we're going to get there. We're going to get there. These kids have to see it. They have to
believe it.
They have to believe it. And I think that kind of stuff will be important. People would think, well, why would be in dressing for a game? Why would kids care? They care. Trust me.
Yeah, they do.
That stuff will be important, and and even who we take to road games, it'll be important. To keeping guys.
Yeah, it's what I mean. I've heard coaches say before, like the things you don't think about, the things like everything matters.
Yes.
When you're building or developing or maintaining a football program, like everything matters.
Yep.
Like thinking about who's going to be on the travel squad this week, or everything matters.
And even if they're injured, you still have to ask them.
Right.
Coach didn't even ask me. So like right. You think a kid's hurt? Oh, he wants to go home, hang with his girlfriend, but they still want to be asked, "Hey, you want to travel with us this week?"
Right.
So
like and if you don't do that, they might think, "Man, coach don't like me anymore."
You don't like me. I got hurt. I got hurt. Next guy up.
Exactly. So like you said, the stuff like that, we could care less, because we were more of a, hey, go run and do what you're told.
Exactly.
This is the more the why.
Well, that's what I mean, and that's where we're back to like the Wild West of college football now. Yeah. Like it's been a little bit of a shift, probably from a coaching perspective. Like you got to be a player's coach now, man.
Well,
right?
And like I said, we're talking about NLI. Some of these kids are making more than their position coach. So as a position coach, I'm sitting we got a big game. This kid's missed class twice. Well, I'm going to sit his ass.
Yeah.
He's thinking, well, no, this kid is on a pretty good deal. We have to play. So they're kind of, people don't really think about that. But
fascinating.
Because that's the thing, because you got to maintain discipline in your program, right?
And that's how do you do that?
Like, would you categorize yourself? Are you an old school coach?
You know what? I feel like I'm old school in certain ways, but I feel like
you play for Don Nealon, man.
But I feel like I know the temperature of the room as well. I think if I had to flip to answer my own question, I think you bring both of those people in and you realize that, listen, yes, this money is available for you, but it can be gone like that as well. So you better shape up and get with the damn program. So I think you got to empower your coaches. My point is, you got to empower your coaches.
Sure.
You can never let it be, the inmates are
running the asylum.
Yes, they're blessed to have some opportunities, but that comes with responsibility as well.
Sure it does.
And I think we would be doing them an injustice, if we're not disciplining them for that kind of stuff. So
not teaching them to be a man.
I think, and I'm not saying that happens anywhere, but I hope to get to that point.
Well, I imagine like building out a staff for a football program. Like it's probably not just coaches too. Are you guys going to have like academic aid and things like that? Because I'm sure you're running like study tables.
People always ask like, how many people do you carry on your staff? I was like, well, short list, you probably get away with 15.
Right.
On the short side.
Right.
Because, like I said, there's just so much more factors that go on.
Oh, man, you need like managers on a Saturday, which you can get from students, but like equipment guys,
And, I was fortunate because I came in, I didn't GA or anything. So Coach Ogerson gave me an opportunity to get in on the player development side, which was awesome because I dealt with strength staff, academic staff, housing, FAFSA, pretty much everything.
So you've touched everything.
So it was such great for me. And I always tell people, if I, as a coach now, I want to get kids in on that side so you get a grasp of everything because coaching is easy. We've all played football.
Oh yeah,
we all got drills. We all,
Now your how many GAs will you be able to carry there, man?
The plan is at least have 2.
Okay, cool.
At least have 2, and like I said, and advantage we'll have is
somebody's got to break down that film, man.
That and my thing is, come here and GA for 2 years. You're gonna have your own position and you get to recruit. So when you turn your resume in to say, Walsh, hey, I've already coached at the NAIA and not NAIA level and recruited and have my own position.
So when they're GAs for you, they're coaching, man. They're doing it. Yeah.
Most positions, and obviously, I'll just say Ohio State. Yeah. They probably have another 20 people on their staff that are assistant to this or assistant to that. So they're not actually they're coaching, but not actually
doing it.
That's an advantage. Yeah, you do have Ohio State behind you, but if I'm a coach, I'm looking,
who's been on the sideline?
Assistant to an assistant, or a guy who's recruited and had an Auburn conference guy. So I think a lot of the times that's going to be an advantage. So that's kind of going to be our selling plug for young guys. Hey, come here, get your master's 2 years, and you're going to have an upper hand on a lot of guys.
Well, hey, Coach, man, we really appreciate you joining us today.
I'd like to come back and kind of
I was just getting that was the next thing. I was like, man, I would like to keep this thing going because I know me personally, Roz, Pudge, I think the Chubby Guys podcast is in the corner of Rio Grande football, man. We cannot wait. We're excited. You better believe it, man. We will be there. And
Well, you guys are officially the first, so I appreciate that.
yes, well, yeah, we will be there, and we're looking forward to having you back, man. Hopefully, maybe towards the end of the fall season here, we can get an update on where you guys are.
Love to. Obviously, again, we're gonna have a spring game here in Jackson. So,
Well, we might even come up there and go live, man. We'll pub you guys up.
Let's do it.
You're gonna have to get me a press pass, man. We'll just go down on the field. We'll film it and get it going. We'll hype it.
I promise merch by then.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah.
Like you said, you said it earlier. We're starting from zero, but it's coming.
It's coming, man. And I'm jumping on the bandwagon, Coach. I hope there's room.
Chubby. So you said 2X.
Oh yeah, 2X. That's where we start. Yeah, me too.
I
Yeah.
had a kid the other day. He was like, "Do you wear?" I was like, "We will never order a medium shirt in this program."
No. There will be nobody here.
Large and above. Just tell the kids now. Don't ever.
That's outstanding,
You're gonna
man.
grow into it, my man.
Yeah, but we definitely want to bring you back. Best of luck.
Thank you.
If there's anything we can ever do to help you, you let us know. And I mean, we cannot wait to watch Rio football.
Thank you, guys.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks for coming on, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.